iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto from Scout Fantasy Sports, and here with you to recap the Super Bowl and talk about that on today's podcast. Unreal what we saw yesterday. If you shut the game off at halftime, and I don't know why you do that during a Super Bowl, you would have seen the Atlanta Falcons possibly play one of the best first halves I've ever seen in a Super Bowl. They were winning 21-3 at halftime, and they were dynamic offensively. They were running the football. And defensively, they were amazing. Robert Alford with a touchdown by interception. They were getting to Tom Brady. They were hurrying Tom Brady. They were forcing him into bad plays. But then Lady Gaga comes out, does her halftime show. The Falcons sit there. Belichick gets an extra 15 minutes. Tom Brady probably says a few choice words in the locker room. And they come out, and at the end of the third quarter, it's 28-9. 28-9. And then what do we see? We see 19 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. And then we see another 6 in overtime. So basically we see 25 unanswered points, and the Patriots go on to win. Unreal what we saw. I think people will say that the Falcons choked. And one of my friends texted me that. He goes, I think the Falcons choked. It was one of the biggest chokes in history, right? And he wrote, just witnessed the biggest choke in sports history. Matt Ryan was pitiful in the second half. I wrote back, I thought it was more like the greatest comeback. Of course, he then writes, great comeback, but Atlanta had to do everything wrong to lose. Failing to get points after onside kick, fumble to set up the score, taking a sack and a holding penalty within field goal range, and unable to stop New England all in the fourth quarter adds up to a lot having go wrong, and a choke in my book is what my friend says. All the Falcons needed was one play. One big play. Stop a touchdown. Stop the 2-point conversion. Stop another touchdown. Stop another 2-point conversion. Don't let up a touchdown in overtime. But the time of possession was particularly brutal, right? The time of possession was particularly brutal. When you're on the field for 2/3 of the game, your defense is going to get gassed. It's going to get tired. And I think the Falcons were a very, very tired defense. Tom Brady was very methodical yesterday. See, the Patriots are not a high-octane offense. I mean, they're a great offense, don't get me wrong, but it's not like they're 3 plays and a touchdown, right? It's not like Antonio Brown, 42 yards, and then I'm running to Le'Veon Bell at the touchdown. This is a team that works its way down the field. Nickel, dime, nickel, dime, nickel, dime, nickel, dime, quarter, touchdown. So Brady was putting together 6 and 8 minute drives. 6 and 8 minute drives. Well, the Falcons couldn't get off the field. The Falcons couldn't get off the field. And that's a big problem. Right? So here you are in the Super Bowl, and Tom Brady goes 43 for 62, 466 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. The Falcons sacked him 5 times. 5 times. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Tom Brady was confident, and the Patriots never thought they were out of it. That was the amazing thing. The Patriots never thought they were out of the game. Whereas when I'm watching it, I never thought they were out of the game. Right? That was the incredible thing. Was that I didn't ever shut that game off, because you never know with Tom Brady. Now, maybe other quarterbacks, maybe Jameis Winston, Ryan Tannehill, I just shut it off. I would have said, oh, this game's over. But I didn't think this game was over. And my son was watching with me, and he's like, wow, they're starting to play better. Can they win? I was like, yeah, they can win. 28-12, they can win. Touchdown, 2-point conversion. Touchdown, 2-point conversion. You're right in it. But Matt Ryan only threw the ball 23 times. 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. Matt Ryan played well, except for the fourth quarter. Now, people are going to argue he should have gotten rid of that ball. He can't take a sack in that situation. I agree with that. I understand that. I accept that. But you know what? That's easier said than done. You're not out there. You don't have guys flying at you. You think you can find a guy. You think you can make a play. I can't fault Matt Ryan for that. I can fault Kyle Shanahan for some play calling I didn't like. But I think when Tevin Coleman got injured, that was a big loss. Coleman was running beautifully. And I think if Coleman doesn't come out, they run the ball on 3rd and 1. And maybe they get that first down. I don't know. It's possible. It's very possible. But I think we saw a Patriots team who always believed in themselves. Always believed in themselves. LeGarrette Blount did nothing, 11 for 31. But James White, 6 for 29 and 2 touchdowns, 14 receptions, 110 yards and a touchdown. There's a case that he should have been MVP. Now, you know he's never going to be MVP over Tom Brady, right? We know that. But he could have been. Legitimately, he could have been. How good was Danny Amendola? 8 for 78 and a touchdown. The guy's done nothing as a Patriot, but he did something yesterday. He's worth everything yesterday. Malcolm Mitchell, 6 for 70. Martellus Bennett, 5 for 62. Edelman was good, not great, 5 for 87. Deion Lewis did nothing, got hurt. But Tom Brady was Tom Brady. So before the game, I had felt very strongly about the following. I had said the greatest quarterback of all time to me, Dr. Roto, is who do I want under center in the last 2 minutes of a game? And I've always thought it was Joe Montana. I've always thought it was Joe Montana. But I got to put Tom Brady. If Joe Montana's 1A, Tom Brady's 1B. I don't know if there will be anybody who will ever be better than Joe Montana to me. But Tom Brady is a great football player. He's a great football player. Now, I don't know if the teams are as good as they were back when Montana played. I think teams were better. And I think it was harder to be great because you could get away with a lot of stuff. Can't get away with as much stuff. A lot of penalties get called. A lot of penalties. But Tom Brady was great yesterday. Legendary. I mean, LeGarrette Blount basically looks at him and hugs him and he goes, "You're the greatest player of all time." And you know what? 5 Super Bowls will tell you he's pretty great. Pretty great, and he never quit. And it would have been easy for him to quit. Tom Brady loses another Super Bowl. No, he didn't. He didn't. He played great. Devonta Freeman, 11 for 75 and a touchdown. Julio Jones-Roto, 4 for 87. And one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. I tweeted out one of the 5 greatest Super Bowl catches I've ever seen. Except for when I saw Julian Edelman's catch. That may have been one of the top 5 as well. Unreal, the concentration for both players. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. So let's take a look back at the Super Bowl. Venue, I give it an A. I give it an A. Houston did a great job hosting. I mean, they wheel out former President Bush and Barbara Bush. I mean, come on. He was on his deathbed a couple weeks ago. Good to see him out there. The stadium looked good. The field was in top condition. The fans looked into it because there have been some Super Bowls that have been snooze fests. You have to admit that. Not this one. This was a really good one. Lady Gaga, decent enough halftime show. Surprised how many songs I actually knew. I think the worst part of the Super Bowl were the commercials that were terrible. Oh my God, they were terrible. Terrible. I mean, the Terry Bradshaw Stain one was kind of cute. I liked the one with the yearbooks where you saw a lot of the people, what they looked like back in the day. That was good. The Spuds McKenzie one was awful. The Melissa McCarthy one was pretty good. But we saw a pretty good football game. Yes, we did. I mean, that's a game that you just sit there and go, I can't believe what I just saw. Now, I had predicted 34-30. I was pretty close. It was 34-28. I liked the over. I was right on that one, too. Not by much. Didn't look good at the end of the first quarter. But that's football for you. Everything can change in a minute. That would have been my big bet. If I went to Vegas, I would have bet on the over. And my nails would have been nubs. You know, like in the cartoons? But really amazing what they were able to do. Very proud of the Patriots today. Now look, I had no dog in this fight. I was rooting for the Falcons because I wanted to see them win to get there first, but I was respecting the Patriots. I wanted to see the Patriots win because I picked them, right? So I could have gone either way. I would have been happy either way. If I'm the Falcons, I don't know how I recover from this. I don't know. You're losing Kyle Shanahan. Maybe Chip Kelly comes there. Maybe he doesn't. No one really knows. But I think this is a loss of epic proportions. How do you get back to the Super Bowl out of this one? And then when you get there, who's to say that you could do it again? Maybe you have no confidence. Oh, we're going to get there. We're going to win it this time. Maybe you never get there again. And Arthur Blank, the dude's wearing a three-piece suit. Nobody wears three-piece suits anymore. But he was ready. I felt badly for him. He was all dressed up and nowhere to go. All dressed up and nowhere to go. I don't know how Atlanta comes back from this one. Can the defense play better? Can the offense gel again like it did this year? Who knows? This was a great, great run by the Falcons. Will Matt Ryan make the big game again? I don't know. I know that I would be crushed. And I'd be coming back next year thinking, yeah, I don't know if they go 8-8 again next year. Now maybe I'm wrong, and I'd like to be proved wrong, but this is tough to return. What do you say? We were one play from winning the Super Bowl? Let's go, guys. I mean, what do you say? What is there to say? As for New England, some rumor that Tom Brady wants to play 3 to 5 years. Really? He's got a few kids. Doesn't he want to see them grow up? I mean, he is a great player. He's got 5 Super Bowls. How many can you have? 6? 7? I say he plays 2 to 3 years. He certainly plays next year, 100%. And then does he have the Tom Brady farewell tour the year after? That would be what I would think. But I think the interesting question is Garoppolo. If they let Garoppolo go, it's because they think Brady's going to stay for a few more years. When does Belichick want to retire? When does Brady want to retire? When does Edelman want to retire? The coaching staff is in place. This group can go on and on. They play Patriot football. You know they're going to be prepared. You know Bill Belichick's going to have them in the right place. You know that, right? You know that they're going to be in the right place to succeed. That's what they do. They don't make mistakes. They don't. They don't make mistakes. They don't beat themselves. The Patriots, next year, the Steelers, the Raiders, maybe the Chiefs or Broncos, and the Patriots. There we go. 3 teams. They have a 1 in 3 chance of making the Super Bowl again. If I'm Tom Brady, I'm not going anywhere. I could win another Super Bowl. I could win another 2. I could have 7 when it's all said and done. Wouldn't that be amazing? 7. 7 by Tom Brady. That's unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. You know what else is unheard of? How does Terrell Owens not get into the Hall of Fame? Kurt Warner got no problem with that one. LaDainian Tomlinson, no problem with that one. Jason Taylor, absolutely. Terrell Davis, he was a pretty good player, but not for a lot of years, but he was a pretty good player. Morton Anderson? Morton Anderson was better than Terrell Owens? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No way. How does T.O. not get in and Morton Anderson gets in? Kenny Easley gets in. That's fine. Kenny Easley was a good player. Jerry Jones gets in. It's Jerry Jones. He'll buy his way in. But Terrell Owens doesn't get in? And Morton Anderson does? Man, T.O. must have pissed off a lot of people in a previous life. He must have pissed off a lot of people. Because I can't believe that. I can't believe it. How does he not get into the Hall of Fame? That becomes the Hall of Shame, not the Hall of Fame. That's the Hall of Shame. He needs to be in there. Absolutely and unequivocally needs to be in there. Morton Anderson was a good kicker, but he's a kicker. That's Mike Vanderjagt, an idiot kicker. Come on. I mean, longevity is good, but Terrell Owens was an impact player. How many Super Bowls did Morton Anderson win? And I'm thinking, did he win that one? I don't remember. Did he win that with the Saints? I guess so. Maybe. I don't know. But I know Terrell Owens did. I know Terrell Owens was a great player. Pretty amazing. Mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. If you want to hear what I have to say, check out scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO, R-O-T-O. Pay for 1 month, get 2 more for free. You'll hear what I have to say about a lot of things. And starting tomorrow, we're going to be talking a lot of baseball, my friends. Lots and lots of baseball. That's what we do. Sean Childs' amazing team outlooks, Adam Ronis with his great articles. We will be focusing on baseball. Now, we don't forget football. We love football at Scout. You know that. You know we love football. But right now, we take a break. We wait for the draft. We wait for free agency. But we turn to baseball. We turn to NBA. We turn to NHL with Cappy and Kick. We turn to MMA with Y2 Casey. We turn to PGA with Ryan Baroff. We turn our attention elsewhere. So I want to thank football for a great year. I loved it, loved watching it. Maybe not some of the greatest games, but competitive enough. I want to thank football for an amazing Super Bowl. And I want to thank you guys for being a part of what we do with football, because we really enjoy it at Scout. And we thank you. And I hope you enjoyed these football podcasts, because I enjoyed talking to you guys out there. All right. Time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Back tomorrow with a little baseball. Talking baseball. Have a great day. Be well. And take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!